going to find this plant?
Nilotpala lotuses can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville. You are correct. The Nilotpala lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. There should be Nilotpala lotus. If you could manage to gather, we'll rendezvous here once you've gathered.
Alright, we've gathered enough Nilotpala lotuses. Let's head back to meet tighnari. Hey tighnari, we found the lotus.
Let me have a look. Good. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped.
Hey, tighnari!
Oh, tighnari, someone's calling your name.
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. Let's go find out what's going on.
Tighnari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at—
What's going...
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? Can you tell...
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks—
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't—
No one in our patrol team had a vision.
Okay, I understand.
Wait, tighnari, why don't you let us help?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs. The affected areas not only cause near—
Yes, Amir... As Amir said.
That's right. If only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, he may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power of the out. Don't sweat it. We've helped others deal with similar situations.
Wait, you've met other forest rangers before? Anyway, since you two are experienced adventurers, come with me. I'm sure you'll both be...
Hey, look! That gloomy area over there. Even though Paimon's seen one before, it's still...
All right, traveler. We're about to enter the withering zone. Since you already have... But please remember, don't push yourself. If at any point it becomes too much... You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Incoming! Huh?
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor. with nature.
Incoming!
The wind knows me. Now, destroy the tumor of the withering.
We did it!
Yes. Thanks to you two, we were able to...
Tighnari? You make it sound like we did well, but why does...
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. Even though we were... If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe. For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, this presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to...
Huh? But why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia. No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It said... Oh, by the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense, you can basically think of it as a large... I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground all the way up to the surface. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which the Dendro Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is direct. And as for the withering, its emergence is related to a disease. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukadevada's familiars a long time. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long time. All right, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken care of things here...
Time to go.
Oh, Tighnari, you all made it back. How did...
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. Huh? Wait, is that... Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tighnari?
This duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon...
Oh, her? How could we forget? So did something happen?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? All Paimon sees are 3 squiggly lines.
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to... She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare...
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did you know all that from just a few...
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... Needless to say, Hypatia's been through work. I've got some emergency rations set aside for...
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations?
Let's find out. Here, traveler. Take... So? How do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not feeling even a... But wait, how'd you know that he'd be okay this time?
Back when we were clearing the withering zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the dendro element. I knew then that he... And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, that's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for because what you saw is of significant importance. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Ruka Devata. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer... When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us?
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. Please, wait. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia. Also, here's a letter that I would like you... No, I should be the one thanking you.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. Hypatia, are you alright? There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait, why does it look super foggy outside all of... Huh? How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh, maybe you're right. Let's go investigate the... place is huge! I knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind. Don't blink!
The wind knows me.
Speed of light!
One with nature.
Don't blink!
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Clouds high. The birds call.
Hey!
Follow the wind.
What in Tibet is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute! Hey! What's the matter? You don't look so good!
Time to go.
The Abyss Herald! What are you planning to do in this
Strange place. Plotting. You needn't worry about... Now before the abyss.
One with nature.
Abyssal roar.
Speed of light! Got lucky that time. Incoming!
The wind knows me.
Everybody stand back!
To dust! As one with wind and cloud. One with nature.
Don't blink! Cut to the chase! Hey!
to the wind!
Speed of light!
Get out of here!
The wind knows it.
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's...
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Oh, pitiful trap. Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in her eyes is that of an annoying bug. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling. But don't you fret now. Today will be your last.
What do we do? We haven't seen Hypatia anywhere out here. Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing. Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Are you okay? Anyways, we can talk about this later. We bet... Whoa! Wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her. We can put that to good use.
Who is there? Tighnari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tighnari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us to...
I see. So, you're friends of Tighnari. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips.
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious...
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to...
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature...
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the archon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Earth. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped, and at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. Yes, no doubt about that.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, alright, we're out, traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame and a radish veggie soup. You'll love them, Hypatia.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations, but...
Let's use the empty box that Tighnari gave us since we already watched. Oh, it smells...
Are you already finished cooking? Even though everything you mentioned was in Tighnari's letter, it took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a G. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives...
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Ermin?
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukadevata. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can naturally. Anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt...
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question.
That was primarily due to his body's unique constitution, stimulated by the taking in any sense similar... Not to worry though. Technically...
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd
Whoa! You're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am as a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia. My main area of research is the stars and their connections, which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for if only my perception wasn't so limited. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and that's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul could be super dangerous.
Of course I do, especially during nights that are pitch black. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself. And they have...
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Huh.
Yes, well, to an extent. Only The sages say that wisdom implies rationality. But that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor... Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence... The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, it was back then. I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things he saw when he connected?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw... World forget me. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon...